Hey Anthem, it's Andrew here with another Welcome Wednesday, the day of the week where we discuss and collectively enter into imitating the welcoming heart of God to those who we know and those who we don't know, our neighbors all around. Today we're going to talk about an invitational posture and how to cultivate and what to do when we're not posturing ourselves in the ways that are loving. So let's take a look. So I don't know if any of you have, but I have been watching The Last Dance, which is the Michael Jordan documentary about the 97-98 Bulls team, and Michael Jordan himself and all the other Bulls teams he was on, his 6 championships. He is the best that's ever played basketball. I don't really want to hear any other debates about it. But anyways, that's not the point today. What it reminded me of was my days as a high school athlete, playing basketball in high school. And though NBA was never in my reality, it is reminding me of the days we used to train and getting ready for the season and staying conditioned throughout the season. And how back then, athletics was just kind of a part of my life. You went to school, you did your homework, and then you went to practice, and just a rhythm of everything we did. And now that I'm older, I've had to, really be intentional about scheduling activity into my life. It's a lot easier to not do those things. And what's also changed is the way that I do those things. Back then you have coaches telling you how to do exercises, if you're not doing them right, how to do them correctly. So with all that input around you, it's really easy to go and do things and to do them the right way because you have people showing you along the way. And what I'm learning now as I'm attempting to, exercise and exercise with friends and try to stay active is that posture is really important, and learning how to do exercises correctly is really important, not just to get the most out of it, but also to not harm yourself and potentially not harm others that you may be working out with. And so what I'm learning is that how you do things is just as important as just doing them. You can whiz your way through a workout and actually get it done, but not work the muscles and the parts of your body that you intended to the whole time, just because you're trying to get through it. And as I said, you can actually end up hurting yourself as well if your posture is not correct. And so I've thought about this a little bit, especially in regards to how we welcome people. And one of the rhythms of welcoming that we introduced at the beginning of our shelter in place was having a welcoming posture. Having a posture that, we can't go and hug people or shake their hands or touch them out in public like the way we're used to. But what is your body language saying to people? What are the words that you're choosing when you communicate? What are those saying to people? And I actually was thinking about verses, and I've been reading through 1 Corinthians lately, and the well-known passage on love came to mind, and I want to look at it real quick because the way that chapter opens, I think, is actually really important in terms of discussing posture. So let's take a look. So here it is, 1 Corinthians 13 in all of its glory. I'm not going to focus on verses 4 through 7, which is the part most people focus on when they think about this passage of Scripture. I want to look actually at what Paul says before that, starting in verse 1. Paul says, "If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I'm nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing." Now, this isn't the first time most of you have seen this. You've probably heard many sermons about this and all that. But what I want to talk about today is I'm always blown away that something as simple as loving your neighbor or loving people in the church, how you do that is really important. And Paul is emphasizing that here. And these are like really amazing things that he says one might be able to do. Like the tongues of not just men or angels, like speaking in heavenly tongues. If you have prophetic powers that are like just helping people and blessing people, telling the future, whatever, understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, like this amazing knowledge and foresight. And if I have faith, so much faith you can actually move mountains. Like these are amazing things that we would all be like amazed to have. And what he's saying is if you're not doing that stuff in in a loving way, you're actually, all you are is like noise. Loud, clanging noise that people just want to stop. And I just think that's such a powerful image of how important our posture is when we seek to love people or seek to welcome people. It's so easy to do those things out of a sense of obligation, or because we feel like we should, or we would be guilty, or feel guilty rather, if we didn't do those things. But what Paul's reminding us of here is this love that he talks about later in the passage. That's the love that needs to be resonating in our hearts as we welcome people. And if we don't do that, we actually can end up harming other people and perhaps even harming ourselves. So use this passage as sort of a mirror. You know, if I'm working out or trying to do something that I don't think I'm doing it the right way, and oftentimes, as many people who work out with me will tell you, I'm not doing them the right way. Use a window in someone's house to like see if I'm doing it right. So let this passage be like that window. Let this passage be like that mirror to check your form, so to speak, to check your posture as you're welcoming people. And if we're doing things out of obligation, if we're doing things because we feel like we need to, let's take a moment and stop. Let's take a moment and pause. Let's take a moment and pray and ask the Lord to work on our posture, that we would be welcoming in a genuine way, that we'd be welcoming in a loving way, that we would truly have the hearts, minds, and souls of the people around us in mind as we seek to reach out to them, love them, and welcome them during this season. So that's my challenge to you this week as I'm challenging myself. Let us use this passage and this meditation as a mirror for our own souls, reflecting on our own posture as we seek to love and welcome others. And where we are perhaps striving in the flesh or striving out of guilt or obligation, let's ask the Lord to move and work in our hearts, to stir us towards loving and welcoming others with a posture of love, first and foremost. That's all for this week. Love you guys, and we'll check in again next week. Take care.